Well, I'm doing a foolish thing. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's raining and it's 55 degrees and I'm going to another auction. I went to one yesterday. That's the one where I bought all the magazines. Now, these videos are not meant to be bragging or gloating or anything like that. It's strictly for the fun of it. I know I'm buying stuff I don't need and sometimes I do not even want, but it's a little mini adventure for an old man, and that's what this video is all about. I got about 20 miles to go. I brought a poncho and an umbrella, but I'm not hauling the trailer. I was going to take the trailer because there's some nice machinery today, a Logan lathe and a few other things, but if you think this is bragging, then just turn it off. See you in about a half hour. Well, it's supposed to rain all day and it's extremely dreary. No sun at all. So all I gotta do is cross over the bridge here. This is the Illinois River. It's only about 8:30, but it's just barely light. Correction on the temperature, it's 45 degrees. I'm going to watch for auction signs now. I think I know where it is. I'll just try to make the best of it. Here we go, this is the intersection. There were shipyards here during the Second World War where they made Liberty ships. There we go. I don't know about parking. I better just take the first spot here and be happy. Well, it's a miserable wet day and all of the rack wagons are covered, so I can't even examine the merchandise, although I got a couple shots of the STARRETT tools here. But we'll just have to see how they're going to run the auction today. They don't want the merchandise to get wet, but yet you can't see it. It starts in 15 minutes.
What's your number? I need that part. 17's taking 2. All right. All right. Craig, show me the other 2. All right. Choice stack on the last. He's got his hands on those other 2. Give $1 a stack on the last ones. Take first stack. Take choice. $1 bill. $1. The one you got a hands on. $1 here. $1 down. $1. One money. What do we want to do? Get 5 to go.
It is an absolutely miserable day. I spent $220. I'm going home even though it's only 11 o'clock, but look what this looks like. I've already loaded. I'll see you at home in about 15 minutes after I drive home, and then I have to dry these tools off. I'm sick about them being wet. Boy, oh boy, am I glad to be home. So the game plan right now is my wife's in the garage with paper towels and WD-40 and an air gun, and we got to get these tools dried off. I was sick about the way they handled precision tools, and there's all my booty from yesterday still not put away, as you can see. All right, let's see if we can get started here and salvage these tools. Well, I'm back home in the garage, and look at the water on all of these calipers and micrometers. So I have my wife. Here's the game plan. She is helping me right now with, go ahead, with paper towels, and we're wiping the best we can. And then I'm going to go back and use WD-40 for what it's actually intended for, that is displacing the water. And then I will finish up by oiling, but I have to go through all of this stuff even though we have company coming presently. And this stuff has been dried out, initially at least, with Bounty towels. Well, we're making some progress here. This has all been dried off initially. Now later I'll go through this and we'll talk about anything that's remarkable, but I think it's pretty common stuff overall. And then I have to dry off this box of Stanley planes that I bought. This is interesting. This was $65. There's a compass plane soaking wet. I've been blowing these off. That's missing parts. No, that's just a Craftsman. That's no good. And there's a Stanley 45 and all the cutters and all the pieces, and oh, that's what goes on that compass plane. Excuse the handheld camera. Well, we're wiping off the Stanley tools, the planes. All the blades are there, but of course everything is wet. I've said that over and over. Now, I think you know the WD-40 has really only two purposes. One, it works quite well to lubricate aluminum when you're cutting, drilling, tapping. But it's meant for water displacement, so I am going to spray everything down with it here in a minute. But most of the moisture, if not all, is off, I hope. I bought this big box of books. Let's go through this real quickly to see if there's anything good. That I will enjoy. Bedside reader. There's shop manuals here for small engines. 56 Chevy shop manual. And there's a series of these books on jigs and grinding and everything. I'm not too crazy about those, but might make some winter reading. Repair for a 6-cylinder Ford. Gear analysis. There's an operator's manual for my Ford tractor. Gunsmithing. Gun Digest, I don't like those. How to make knives. Firearm assembly. Oh, too bad I sold my carbine. How knives are made. Encyclopedia of Modern Firearms, and it's wet on the bottom side. I gotta dry that off. The Plains rifle. Parker guns. This was a $1 box, but some of them might be ruined. The Parker gun. Whoa! And there it goes on the ground and got wet again. L.C. Smith shotguns. That's about it. Well, that wraps up this video. I have to turn my attention with some time urgency here and get everything oiled up so it can be put into storage. But I believe I'll do a follow-up video and give you a detail individually of what these various tools are. I think they're pretty common. I was outbid a lot. You know, if you're thinking that I bought it all, I would say I bought 10% of the STARRETT, but most what was in the beautiful STARRETT boxes went to another person with more money than this old shop teacher. Hope you enjoyed this, and again, it's not meant to brag. It's not the purpose of it at all. It's entertainment. Let me just pan through this. This is optional extra credit, even watching this part. Well, due to my incompetence, I left 2 boxes in the back seat of the car all night, wet. So I'm trying to degrease, de-water them now. A lot of STARRETT parts there. And there's another one of these upstairs I didn't bring down, but it's full. This one's just partial. All kinds of STARRETT parts there, so... Oh, and this too. Well, that concludes part 1 of this very long and laborious auction trip. And I'm going to make a second part, and it is totally optional, extra credit, because in this second part it's going to be very detailed, and I'll just go through all of these pieces one by one. If you're interested in STARRETT tools, you might enjoy this, but it might be a little too intense and too long for you. So you don't have to watch this next part, but if you like STARRETT tools, you might like it, and I have a lot more videos coming up.